In this video, we will learn about organic chemistry. So, we know that organic chemistry is related to carbon. So, if I talk about carbon, so carbon is of immense significance to us in elemental form as well as in combined form. So, if we talk about human beings, we are composed of compounds contain of carbon. Let's say, for example, our blood, our muscles, skins, all are made up of carbon compound. The food that we eat, like we have rice, bread, grains, bananas, fruits, all these things. So they contain carbohydrates in them. Then we have protein like meat, fish, egg, milk products. So they are made up of proteins. They contain proteins. Whereas butter, oil, all these things contain fats in them. And all these things, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, they are made up of carbon. So we can say that carbon is present in our diet as well. The enzymes that are helpful in our body that do the reactions in our body are composed of carbon. The clothing that we wear is carbon. So we can say that if carbon is around us in so many different forms, so it is very important for us to study carbon and its compounds. So we have a separate branch of chemistry that deals or that studies the structure, composition, properties, and synthesis of carbon and its compounds. So that branch of chemistry is known as organic chemistry. Next, if I talk about the word organic, it comes from the fact that initially known organic compounds, they were obtained from living organisms. So we associate the word organic with living organisms like plants and animals. So Berzelius, he was a scientist, so he was of the view that a vital force is necessary for the production of organic compounds. Means he said organic compounds cannot be prepared in laboratory, but Wohler, he prepared urea, which is an organic compound which can be found in fertilizers and many things that we see around us. So he obtained that compound, which was earlier obtained from the urine of animals by evaporating an aqueous solution of compound called ammonium cyanide. So this theory was Berzelius was proven to be wrong because Wohler was able to prepare an organic compound from another compound by synthesis in laboratory. So it was actually a blow to the vital force theory, and nowadays we know that a lot of organic compounds are being synthesized in labs only. But if I talk about some carbon compounds like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, which are gases, then metal carbonates, hydrogen carbonates, they are not considered to be organic compounds. Next, if I talk about sources of organic compounds, so the first thing is coal. So destructive distillation of coal means heating of coal in absence of air gives important compounds like benzene, toluene, naphthalene. So all of these are our hydrocarbons. Then petroleum. Hydrocarbons mean the compounds that are made up of hydrogen and carbon. Then petroleum products also we are getting. So they are composed of carbon. Then we have animals like the compounds like urea, protein, fats, we get them from animals. Plants are a major source of carbon compounds like sugar, starch, cellulose. We all get it from plants. Then synthetic methods. Now most organic compounds today are being synthesized in plants. Then if we talk about characteristics of organic compounds, so if we talk about physical states, organic compounds, they can be gas, liquid, solid, any three states of matter. For example, methane, ethane, propane, they are gases. Methanol, ethanol, they are liquid. Urea, glucose, tartaric acids, and other substances, they are solids. Then, melting and boiling point. So these organic compounds, they are held together by covalent bonds. And covalent bonds are actually weak forces. So we can say that these organic compounds are held together by weak van der Waals forces of attraction, and these forces can be broken by heat. So if they can be broken easily, they have low melting and boiling points. Then if we talk about solubility, organic compounds are generally non-polar in nature, and we know that like dissolves like. Means polar compounds are soluble in polar solvents and non-polar compounds are soluble in non-polar solvents. So the organic compounds which are non-polar in nature, they'll be soluble in non-polar solvents, that is the organic solvents only, like benzene, ether, carbon tetrachloride. They will not dissolve in water, alcohol, but polar organic compounds, can dissolve in water and alcohol. Then electrical conductivity, since there are no ions in the organic compounds, they do not conduct electricity in molten state or in solution. Then speed of reaction. So covalent compounds, there is covalent bonding in organic compounds. There is no ion formation, so the reactions take place at slower speed as compared to inorganic ionic compounds where ions are formed. So this was a little bit introduction about organic chemistry and organic compounds. I hope it is clear to you. Thank you.